All right, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in this vast world it is that you may or may not happen to be. Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayers live page by page reading and commentary of the modern English version of the Bible. So today we're going to go back into the book of Judges. We're going to get into chapter 14. And the book of Judges to me is pretty exciting. Make sure that you do check out Judges 13 because it's very interesting as to how Samson, who is the character of the Bible or the person in the Bible that Judges 14 revolves around, it's interesting how he came to be. His mother thought she was barren. An angel of the Lord comes down masquerading as a man who also seemed to have some sort of spiritual and miraculous expertise, maybe medical expertise, I don't know. But he gave her a lot of really good health advice, abstain from wine and strong drink while your body is repairing from or healing from the repair that I helped do to you. She didn't even know it was an angel at first. Her husband didn't know. Her husband probably thought that she cheated on him with whoever the angel was. But I don't think that was the case. And then at the end, the angel revealed themselves to the couple. But she ended up getting pregnant and having Samson, who we're going to hear about today. And welcome, KK. Welcome. I'm really glad that you came in here today. I do this reading just to try to share what's in the Bible, share my thought process on what's in the Bible. And I really appreciate you not just coming in here, but being a far away friendly acquaintance. It means a lot to me. Okay, so here we go. The book of Judges, chapter 14. Samson's wedding. Samson went down to Timnah and saw a woman from the daughters of the Philistines. He came back up and told his father and mother, I have seen a woman in Timnah from the daughters of the Philistines. Now get her for me as a wife. Well, I hate to say it, but straight out the gate, Samson seems to be a bit of a brat. He sees a woman he likes, and then he goes to his parents and are like, get her for me. Fetch her for me. Wow. I mean, I didn't know you could do that. Next time I see a guy that I'm interested in, should I go to my mom and be like, Mother, fetch me that male specimen? Maybe I should have been doing that since I was a teenager. Maybe that's what I was supposed to do, and I didn't know that. Okay, let's keep going. His father and mother said to him, are there no women among your relatives or of our people that you are intending to take as a wife from among the uncircumcised Philistines? I do want to clarify. Back then, there weren't so many people. And when they say relatives, they are definitely, hopefully, not talking about like brother or sister. I think it's more like they did try to keep the wealth in the family. So it would have been like a distant cousin that they would have wanted Samson with, most likely. And that still does go on today, particularly in the Middle East regions, also within certain ethnic groups. People tend to stick to their own, but you got to be careful with that inbreeding. Maybe Samson was onto something. He wanted somebody exotic, it sounds like. Anyway, yet Samson said to his father, get her for me, for she pleases me well. I knew I was going to love this chapter of the Bible. His father and mother did not know that this was from the Lord, for he was seeking an opportunity to act against the Philistines. At the time, the Philistines were ruling over Israel. Samson went down with his father and mother to Timnah, and they came to the vineyards of Timnah. And behold, a young lion came roaring toward him. Then the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and though unarmed, he tore the lion in two as one might tear a young goat in two. So Samson's really strong, unusually strong, probably because the angel gave his mother some extra nutrients and who knows what else, maybe did a little genetic engineering when it came to Samson. However, he did not tell his father and his mother what he had done. So Samson went down and spoke with the woman, and she pleased Samson. After a while, when he returned to take her, he turned aside to see the carcass of the lion. And behold, a swarm of bees and honey were in the carcass of the lion. He scooped it out into his hands and ate it as he went along. Ew. Okay. He came to his father and mother and gave some to them, and they also ate. Yet he did not tell them he scooped the honey out of a lion's carcass. Then his father went down to the woman. Samson put on a feast there, and this is what young men would do. When the Philistines saw him, they brought 30 companions to be with him. Samson said to them, "Let me tell you a riddle. If you can explain it to me within 7 days of the feast, then I will find 30 linen robes and 30 sets of clothes to give you. However, if you are not able to explain it to me, then you will give me 30 linen robes and 30 sets of clothes." They said to them, "Tell us your riddle so we can hear it." He said to them, "Out of the eater came something to eat, and out of the strong came something sweet." They could not explain the riddle after 3 days. On the fourth day, they said to Samson's wife, "Trick your groom into telling us the riddle, or we will burn you and your father's house with fire." Oh, they're basically threatening this girl who he married. This is horrible. But Samson, he does seem a little bit cocky. "Have you invited us to steal what we have? Is that not so?" So Samson's wife wept all over him and said, "You must hate me. You do not love me. You have told a riddle to the young men, and they did not tell it to me." Then he said to her, "Behold, I have not told it to my father and mother. Why should I tell it to you?" She wept on him for the 7 days of the feast. Then on the seventh day he told it to her because she had nagged him. Then she explained the riddle to her people, so she betrayed him. So on the seventh day before sunset, the men of the city said to Samson, "What is sweeter than honey, and what is stronger than a lion?" Then he said to them, "If you had not plowed with my heifer, you would not have solved my riddle." Then the Spirit of the Lord mightily came upon him, and he went down to the Ashkelon and struck down 30 of their men. He took their clothes and gave them to the ones who had explained the riddle. Oh my God. Samson is a bit much. So he killed a bunch of guys, took their clothes, and gave it to the guys who learned the answer to the riddle, but only after they basically extorted it out of Samson's wife. But then again, she did betray him. So how much did she love him, really? So there's a lot of drama here. Judges 14. Okay. His anger burned, and he went up to his father's house. So Samson's wife was given to his companion, who had been his best man. Oh, he got rid of the wife. Samson has some swagger. He's a little bit of a badass, a little bit cocky. He's stronger than everybody else because he might actually be like a hybrid of some sort, considering how he came to be. Interesting. You know what? I'm going to have to go into Judges 15. I want to know what happens. Samson's revenge, Judges 15. After a while, during the wheat harvest, Samson went to visit his wife, taking a young goat. He said, "I'm going into my wife in her bedroom." But her father would not let him go in. Her father says, "I thought that you thoroughly hated her." Oh, so he hasn't divorced her. He just sent her away. But now I guess he's come back. Okay. But her dad is standing in the way. The dad or the father said, I thought that you thoroughly hated her, so I gave her to your best man. Is not her younger sister better than she? Please let her be your wife instead. So they're not back together. Okay, so his best man from his wedding now has attained his original wife. So now he has to get with the wife's younger sister. Samson said to them, this time I cannot be blamed by the Philistines when I do them harm. Samson went and caught 300 foxes. He took torches and turned the foxes tail to tail and put a torch between each pair of tails. He set fire to the torches and sent the foxes into standing grain of the Philistines. Oh, I see. Okay, that's interesting. He burned the harvested grain, standing grain, vineyards, and olive trees. The Philistines asked, who did this? They said, Samson, the son-in-law of the Timnite, because the Timnite took the bride of Samson and gave her to his best man. So the Philistines went up and burned her and her father with fire. Ooh. Samson said to them, because you have done this, I will take revenge on you, and afterwards I will stop. He struck them down with a mighty blow, then went to live in a cave in Etam Rock. So he had to retreat. He is doing a lot of damage. Then the Philistines went up and set up camp in Judah. They deployed against Lehi. The men of Judah said, why have you come up against us? They said, it is to take Samson prisoner that we have come up to do to him what he did to us. So it's all about all this back and forth, all this fighting, all this revenge. But then again, in those times, what else did they really have to do? It was all about farming, ranching, having children, maybe traveling on occasion, going to war. That was pretty much life back then. So 3,000 men from Judah went to the cave in Etam Rock and said to Samson, do you not know that the Philistines are ruling us? Why have you done this to us? He said to them, as they did to me, so I have done to them. So he knows that he may have caused some political or societal tension between the two groups, which is probably why he left society for a while for the cave. You know, he had to go into isolation. He's trying not to bother anybody, but now they're provoking him again, basically. They said to him, we have come to take you prisoner, to give you to the hands of the Philistines. Samson said to them, swear to me that you will not attack me. They said to him, no, we will bind you securely and give you into their hands, but we will not kill you. So they bound him with 2 new ropes and took him away from the rock. He came to Lehi, and the Philistines shouted as they approached him. Then the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. The ropes on his arms became like burned flax, and the ties on his hands dissolved. Then he found a fresh jawbone of a donkey, reached out his hand and took it, and with it struck down 1,000 men. So he's kind of a superhero in a strange way. He's able to tap into the power of God, or God taps into him, gives him super strength, and he's unstoppable. He's doing these, feats that nobody else can do because he's super tough, super strong. The people of that group should have just left him alone. Samson said, With the jawbone of a donkey, heaps upon heaps, with the jawbone of a donkey, I have slain 1,000 men. When he finished speaking, he threw the jawbone away and called that place Ramath Lehi. He was very thirsty, and he called out to the Lord, you, you, you gave this great deliverance through your servant. But now may I die of thirst and fall into the hands of the uncircumcised? So God split open the basin at Lehi, and water flowed out of it. He drank, was refreshed, and revived. Because of this, he called the place En Hakor, which is in Lehi to this day. Samson judged Israel for 20 years in the days of the Philistines. Okay. So that's going to be the end of today's page by page reading and commentary of the Bible. We did 2 chapters instead of 1. Tomorrow we will go into Judges 16, which gets into a very famous biblical story, Samson and Delilah. It also gets into the death of Samson. So we'll read that tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Take care. Thanks for hanging out and for listening. Once more, I'm Alexandra Mayers. Bye-bye.